Before this episode, we just want to let you know that this Saturday on January 22nd at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to be having a special live stream episode crossover with the LA Not So Confidential podcast, where we're going to be talking about the Marion Parker murder. So if you want to watch that, you can sign up to get a Get Vocal account. That's where it's going to be. That's GETVOKL. So you can sign up for that and interact with us in the chat while we talk about a gruesome murder. It will also be streaming live on their Facebook page and on their Twitter account at LA Not So Pod. And you can watch that and tweet about to us as we talk about a gruesome murder. So again, that's January 22nd. That's this Saturday, if you're listening to this when it comes out, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with the LA Not So Confidential podcast. What do you think about that, Greg? Greg's not here. So get ready to watch that, and now get ready to listen to this episode of the Meekly Music Box. And we're copyright infringing.
And YouTube flagged that.
They
don't know what it is, but it's too good to be us.
They flagged it because I can do such a pitch perfect humming of Dick Dale.
And that was the humming of Dick Dale.
So this is the 8th one, right?
I believe it is.
This is the 8th Meekly Music Box.
If this is the 8th one, this is disc number 4, side 2.
This case, they're going to have to open up a whole new factory to design a jewel case to hold this compilation we're releasing. Sure, we could fit it all onto one flash drive, but no, we're going with early CD technology where you can only fit 2 songs on a disc.
Mm-hmm. And they were weighted for some reason. They were really thick.
And if you try putting it in any of your computer drives, it's going to short circuit.
I'm
not talking about our favorite robot.
Who proved that he was human by being racist, or proved that he was sentient by being racist.
But that's a story for another music box. That's when we have the music of Steve Gutenberg. But this month we're here to talk about a very special band. They're called Los Yesterdays,
which is Spanish for the yesterdays. For anybody who doesn't, I've been doing pretty good on Duolingo. Los Yesterdays, which you were pretty excited to show me. You're like, you're gonna love them, and whenever you say that, I'm like, I'm probably not gonna love them, but I really do love this band. I've only heard 2 songs and I'm already a fan.
Look, let's save our praise. Let's not tip our hat too much. Okay. We don't want to influence people's opinions. We might be playing bands on here we really hate, and then we get people to like them, and then we come in after the first song and be like, you idiot, why'd you like that? But not this time. I will tip my hat that much. The first song we're going to hear is Nobody's Clown. So listen to Nobody's Clown by Los Yesterdays. Here it is.
Puppet on a string. I put on your strain until you cut me down.
You do a very good Casey Kasem when you're ready to present the song, and here's a song, and here's a letter.
I know that they have that special skill of where they know the exact right amount of time to talk for like the opening notes of the song, and then they stop talking right when the lyrics come in. We should try that.
We should try talking with a guitar opening riff behind us,
and we just end up talking over the whole song.
Reminds me of another riff that I wanted to go on,
but we're not here to riff.
We're not here to.
What you just listened to was "Nobody's Clown" by Los Yesterdays.
It is such a perfect rendition of like an oldies, like Bretton Wood or Midnighters hit. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay, now we can say how we really feel about this music. I absolutely love this band.
Yeah,
they're so good, because I realized recently, I guess I mean, I knew this, but it became very clear to me recently for some reason that lowrider music is all of the music I love. Like, that's the only music I like, is apparently what is known as lowrider music. It's just like the best oldies.
Me and my brother are always laughing, like the genre is oldies, but like it's actually soul, like it's soul or rock. But we always it's oldies. Billy Stewart, his genre is oldies, even though when he came up with it,
when he came out, it was oldies.
It was oldies, yeah. But technically, it is like considered rock / soul, which is great and a great place to exist, because there seems to be a revival going on with like Aaron Fraser and Duran Jones and the Indicators, and a lot of other bands are trying to go for that sound, and they're getting it.
What I like is that, like I said, the only music I like listening to is, as they were always known since the moment they came out, oldies music.
We got a brand new oldie out for everybody.
All these kids listening to their oldies today. That's like the only music I like listening to. But whenever people are like, "Oh, what are you listening? What do you listen to?" I'm like, "Oh, question mark and
the Mysterians."
I keep wanting to call them the Mysterios, but I've been watching too much Spider-Man. But now there is a modern band doing this sort of music, and I can be like, you know what? I've got a cutting edge for you. It's Los Yesterdays, and I cut them.
You were in a lowrider show by accident.
We were both in a lowrider show, but it was my car. It is a lowrider, especially since that the bottom protecting plastic thing has fallen off, and it's just dragging when I drive. So I'm a lowrider.
You were also, when we had a little adventure this week or last week, and you were talking about, Melissa says my car's too low to the ground. What do you think? So that also that qualifies it.
And then I flipped a switch, and we started bouncing up and down. She thinks it's low. Well, then I can get high.
You have side-to-side hydraulics. It's just like bad alignment. It just rocks you in either direction.
If I don't actively turn the wheel to the left, it becomes a lowrider.
If I take my car to the shop, they will no longer be a lowrider. It'll cost me a lot of money, and they'll say that you're legally allowed to be on the road now, but it'll no longer be a lowrider.
But they can't take that music away from me. But yeah, I really like this band, and their videos are also a lot of fun. And
they shot videos. I didn't know that.
As oldie sounding as the first song was, the second one is even more so, which we'll get to a little bit later. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the group now.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
My favorite oldie?
My favorite oldie, yeah. My favorite oldie.
Yes. Yes.
Repeat what he said? Yes.
Yes, and repeat what he said. So Los Yesterdays was founded by producer / drummer Gabriel Rowland, who's the person I spoke to. He was very helpful and very nice. And singer / songwriter Victor Benavides.
If you put it in the chat, I might be able to smell it.
Smell it?
I could smell names. That's how I know if I could pronounce.
You have synesthesia?
Before I know if I could pronounce a name, if I smell it, I'll be able to know if I could pronounce it.
You're like a verbal bloodhound. Victor Oh my God. I don't know why this name is giving me trouble. Benavides.
Benavides. I would assume Benavides.
Victor Benavides. So they started in Pasadena, California in 2017, the two of them.
wow.
Los Yesterdays wanted to create music that recalled their childhood days as young Chicanos, like you.
No, but okay.
Souldies is how they describe their contemporary take on the deep soul tracks they modeled their sound after. That's pretty
great.
good.
Souldies is a solid way to call that. The modernization of what we call oldies. Souldies is pretty solid. It covers both bases, yeah.
Yeah, it's accurate and also what we insist on calling it. There are also R&B greats such as Little Anthony, Gene Chandler, and James and Bobby Purify. Who is that?
They're at least on a couple compilations that I've heard. I'm trying to think of what hits they've had, but they're names that I recognize.
When you find it, type the song in the chat so I could smell it.
I know if I know the song, if I could smell it.
After writing and recording a few tracks, the songs eventually ended up in the hands of acclaimed producer / guitarist Tom Brennick, who was working with the late Charles Bradley, amongst other projects.
Oh, wow, really?
Who's that?
He was a soul singer from he passed a couple of years ago on the same league as like Sharon Jones, but he does a cover of a Black Sabbath song. He does changes and he does it in a soul style. It's really good. Yeah.
Put it in the chat so I can smell it. Tommy was a fan of the songs, but finding out Los Yesterdays were only a duo, he decided to see if his friend Gabe Roth would be interested in starting a project. Roth being best known as producer / bass player / bandleader for the late Sharon Jones, as well as the co-founder of Daptone Records.
Oh, really?
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
You know what I'll do with it. After a few barbecues and meetings with Roth and Tommy, they decided to have a jam session, and in the summer of 2018, a band was formed, and so we give you Los Yesterdays.
Oh, very cool.
The best thing to come out of Pasadena since the little old lady.
She came out.
Gabriel says, I personally grew up with soul music in South LA and East Los as a kid. Soul is a huge part of Chicano culture throughout the known universe. As songwriters, souldies tend to have deep roots in great chord structure, melodies, and orchestral elements. We friggin' live for these challenges. And in terms of LA, he says LA is the home of so many magical sights, sounds, and people: jazz, mariachi, punk, hip-hop, gospel. It's all here, and he spelled it H-E-A-R. It's all here in a big way. If you wanted to learn about a genre, then just pick up the LA Weekly and find a show, go to a church in a rougher neighborhood, walk through the park on a Sunday, or peep a local college station. Most of our biggest influences come from other cities, but most end up here, or at least touring through Lala. In fact, being alone with Stevie Wonder inside the keyboard room at the Guitar Center was one of the highlights of my life and wouldn't happen anywhere else. Could you imagine?
I can't imagine. He said it and you read it and my brain's like, I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know what I would say to him.
Can he like just have a Guitar Center in his home, isn't he? But he just wants to be amongst the people.
I don't know what I would do.
No.
And then like I feel like I would not say anything because I would be too scared, and then he wouldn't know I was there, and that would make it even weirder.
Yeah, I feel like instead of introducing myself saying I'm a big fan of you, Stevie Wonder, I would just mean to that my mouth would just start humming the beginning of Sir Duke and then it's all over.
Suddenly you're touring in Berlin with Stevie Wonder.
This guy's mouth trumpet's pretty good.
He says cruising down Whittier Boulevard in a 71 Pontiac, bumping some Zeppelin, or getting an Asian fusion burrito only happens here in Los Angeles. We take from all of those and bathe it in rare soul.
Oh, I like that.
I like
marinated in music.
I like to marinate myself every morning. So you can find Los Yesterdays online on YouTube. You can listen to a lot of their songs, or on their Instagram, Los_Yesterdays. You can also find us if you want to listen to more of us. We do a monthly show that's about Los Angeles history. We don't always talk about bands unless we talk about bands.
Unless when we're talking about bands. Unless we're talking about let's say a Kennedy Hall or something, and we talk about all the bands that went through there.
Craig, put this all in the chat. I got to smell this. I don't know what you're talking about.
I got to proof smell it. Put it in the chat.
You can find us on YouTube. You can watch all that stuff. Instagram, LA_Meekly. Twitter, LA Meekly. Leave us a review on anywhere you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to us on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. We'll send you a handwritten postcard from somewhere in Los Angeles.
Sure
and you
will.
Keep the show going and you support us. A little bit more about this group. I really like them.
I really like them. I look forward to seeing them live one day. I hope if they have a record, I'm going to go buy it immediately.
At the next Lowrider Parade, I will have this playing in my car as I drive through it.
Please don't call it a parade. It's not a parade. It's a show. It's not a parade. They parade the cars.
At
it's
the
not
next
a parade.
Lowrider Cotillion, I'm going to be playing Los Yesterdays so loud.
At the next Lowrider Bicentennial, I'm going to be cranking it. Yeah, it's a really great band. I look forward to seeing whatever they come up with next and digging through all the old stuff.
Yeah, this is another one of those groups that's like sort of the perfect sort of LA music, especially like LA driving music.
Yeah.
Us in the parades call it cruising music, but yeah, it's another one of those that just fits really well.
And this next song, it falls into what I like to call spooky oldies.
Yeah, it is spooky oldies.
It's a little spooky, and that's my favorite type of oldie. Is like, this is kind of...
It's spooky only in that it sounds like it's trying so hard to reach us from the past.
Yes.
Not to say that this song is trying hard, but like the songs that are from like 1954 or whatever that haven't been preserved as well, and it seems like it's a voice screaming so that us in 2022 can hear it. Yeah, it's got that feel to it. So this next one is going to be Time by Los Yesterdays, and we'll see you for our next regular episode February 1st for the Love Month. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you February 1st. And now this is Time by Los Yesterdays, and this has been Casey Kasem saying Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Enjoy Time by Los Yesterdays.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We've got some work to do now. That's my Don Draper reading the Scooby-Doo lyrics.